today I'm going to use some technology for my speech. I generally don't, but it's so wonderful to be here. And interestingly, the Dorcas Center, in order for me to become a U.S. citizen, to obtain my green card, to become a permanent resident, my parents actually went to through the International Institute, which is now a part of the Dorcas Center. So it's such a privilege to stand here today as a Haitian immigrant and to speak against what number 45 said. Thank you to all my fellow elected officials who are here today: Aaron Riekenberg, Lieutenant Governor, Representative Marcia Ranglin, Senator Jack Reed, Councilman Aponte, Councilwoman Matos, Council President Salvatore, Councilwoman Mary Kay Harris, my colleagues, and if I didn't say your name, I truly apologize. My friends, Norley, Bernard, and Cappy, we are all immigrants. We all came here to America, and we are all serving our country in various capacities. Some of us are doctors, some of us are educators, some of us are elected officials, but we are all here to serve our country. Haiti has made significant contributions to the world. Haitians fought besides Americans to defeat Britain in the Revolutionary War. They overthrew the Napoleon's army to become the first country in the Western Hemisphere to abolish slavery and the first Black republic to gain its independence. Haitians also aided in the liberation of South American countries from Spain. And most importantly, Haiti made it possible for the purchase of Louisiana and has influenced the rich Creole culture that exists in that state today. In this day and age, there is no room for racist and xenophobic practices. Our nation should focus on mending and developing bridges locally and internationally. Haitians, Africans, and many immigrant communities have withstood years of racism and various forms of oppression. Yet, despite suffering through these horrific systemic forms of discrimination, we have made countless contributions to science, technology, education, healthcare, law, government, and continue to be strong, resilient, and powerful. I think about my grandmother, who came to America well into her 60s. She came here to Providence, and she worked in a factory, contributing to Rhode Island's economy. I think about my father, who came to this country, who didn't have a car, and here in Rhode Island would take a bus, a van, every morning, would wake at the crack of dawn to provide for his children, to invest in this economy. I think of my aunt, a single woman, who came here, who eventually bought a multi-family home here in Providence, investing in our economy. I think of my aunt, who was a nun in Haiti, who recently passed just a few days ago, who used her status as a nun to save young people's lives throughout the world. She spoke 6 different languages. She lived in Colombia. She came to America. She traveled through Africa and in Europe to help others who were in need. These are the contributions of immigrants. Like European immigrants who entered Ellis Island, Haitians, Africans, and South and Central Americans come to this country to look for better opportunities for their children and their families, because their homelands have been vulnerable to political, economic, and environmental catastrophes, and also exploited by some of the powerful nations, including America. On the eve of Martin Luther King Day, in this country, I leave you with these words. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive hate. Only love can do that. So despite hateful remarks and xenophobic practices, let us counter with love and light, and most importantly, action. It is important for us to stand together in solidarity and demand that our elected representatives speak up for us. And it is important for us to take action when they're not speaking for us, and to voice our concerns, and to unify, and to form coalition because this needs to stop. We need to stop taking steps backwards and continue to move forward as a united country, a country that will suppress hate, a country that will suppress racism, a country that will suppress discrimination. Thank you.